more than 50 million people around the world are currently refugees and displaced persons. This is the most since World War II. Desperate Journey courageously explores the dire circumstances of refugees in Europe and beyond.
800,000 people have arrived in Greece this year. 2,000 people are crossing illegally into Hungary every day.
I've got sympathy for some of them, and then obviously concern over the others.
Germany and Sweden are promising to deport those who don't merit political asylum.
I don't want the luxury life. I just want to live in a peaceful place.
Turn on your television set and see what these people are fleeing from.
I'm glad we are here, finally.
Here to accept the Peabody Award is Malcolm Brabant.
Good evening. My PBS NewsHour team. I've just got a couple of things to say about the refugee crisis. I was on a boat in Lesbos the other day, well, a couple of weeks ago, and I was with a border patrol team from Portugal, and we went out to rescue about 50 Syrians who were on a boat in the middle of the Aegean Sea, and the boat was sinking, and there was a pretty chaotic scene trying to get all of the people off, including people who'd had their limbs removed during what was going on in Syria. There were children screaming, there were people in wheelchairs, and all of these people crammed onto a small rubber dinghy, basically with a very powerful engine, which the Portuguese took everybody back into Lesbos. And there was one scene there that really caught in my mind, and which sums up the refugee crisis, really. And that was of a child that had previously been screaming during the whole chaos of the transfer. And on the journey into Lesbos, this child suddenly fell asleep in the security of his father's arms. And one thing I'd like to say is that every child deserves to sleep in security, and no child should have to risk drowning to get to safety when they're running away from danger. Now, I'd also like to endorse absolutely every word that my former colleague Fergal Keane said about public service broadcasting. I'd like to say, though, that I'm not ashamed of this particular era, because I'm extremely proud to work for the PBS NewsHour, because it represents everything that Fergal talked about. And I'm grateful to my team here. My team, sorry, I work for them. I'm very grateful to them for giving me the time to be able to ask those difficult questions, report with nuance, and put everything into context, because there's no need to dumb down. The PBS NewsHour is a beacon for American journalism, and I'm very grateful to accept this on behalf of my fellow reporters, William Brangham, Jane Arraf and their teams, John Gerberg, and also Saskia Demelka. Forgive me. I'm trying to do it without looking at the board prompt. Also, I'd like to thank very much Justin Kenny, who used to be our foreign editor, for his inspirational leadership. He's given me the opportunity to fly. Morgan Till has taken over for him. He's always driving me onwards over to take the next mountain. And to our PBS NewsHour executive producer, Sarah Just, for her inspirational leadership and her trust and faith. And there's a reason why it's so special, because you may not know this, but I used to be seriously mad. 5 years ago, on this very day, I was admitted into a psychiatric ward because I had a yellow fever vaccine that fried my brain and sent me crazy. I spent about a year and a half in sealed psychiatric units, and I thought that I'd never work again. So to be here, standing here today, is just amazing. And the person who deserves the greatest thanks of all is my wife, Trina Villeman, who's sitting over there, who stood by me and has fought for me all the way. So thank you for this. It's a pretty reasonable comeback story that should compete against Bill Clinton when it comes to the comeback kid. So, America, from the bottom of my pounding heart, thank you very much.